Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Secrets Behind the Stars. Today we're diving into a whirlwind that started with a playful line and exploded into a full-blown conversation across every corner of social media. Cemre Arda's cheeky response to a very pointed question has everyone talking. If every like meant love, would the internet be one endless romance? That one remark, delivered with a smile and a shrug, has turned what looked like casual online interaction into a saga that's impossible to ignore. Let's rewind to where the spark began. Last week, Seamra showed up at Rams Park for the Galatasaray-Gaziantep match. On paper, it's the most ordinary thing in the world, a star attending a big game. But in this business, ordinary hardly exists. Cameras caught her arrival, fans filmed clips from the stands, and within minutes, her presence became the moment of the night. Photos of her cheering, laughing, and looking effortlessly chic raced through timelines and trended faster than the final score. That's when the double taps arrived. Gökberk Yildirim, with the kind of screen presence that makes every small gesture feel consequential, liked one of Semra's photos from the stadium. A single heart on a single post can be nothing. Or it can be everything. But then came another like, and another. Not just a polite nod, not just a one-off. Repeated. Noticed. Catalogued. If you've spent any time online, you already know what came next. Threads bloomed. Comments read into timing, context, old interviews, subtext, and even wardrobe choices. Was he hinting at something? Was it the start of a new chapter? Or was it just, bear with me, someone scrolling and tapping without a second thought? Now, you can't talk about those likes without acknowledging the backdrop. Recently, Gökberk's personal life has been a subject of constant chatter. His on and off relationship with a well-known name had lingered for months, repairing and unraveling in cycles that the tabloids could recite better than a script. Word around the city was that this time, the separation was final. And that's why the timing hit like a spark on dry tinder. A fresh series of likes from Gökberk to Cemre right after that much-discussed ending. It was irresistible to speculate. Questions flooded every feed. Is this a soft launch? Is there a quiet closeness here? Are we witnessing something new, or just misreading something ordinary because we want a story? The night after the match, Cemre landed at the airport and walked into a corridor of cameras. The question came quickly: what did she think about Gökberk's likes? Was there something happening between them? She didn't bristle, didn't evade. She laughed. Then she delivered the line that turned the internet into a chorus. Would she be in a relationship with everyone who liked her photos? It was a playful deflection that felt light and self-aware, the kind of line that acknowledges the absurdity of rumor culture without shaming anyone for being curious. Of course, a follow-up came immediately. A journalist pushed, noting that Gökberk isn't just any name on a list, he's a leading star, and when he interacts with someone online, people pay attention. Cemre's smile didn't fade. She thanked them, emphasized that she doesn't see it in those terms, and moved on. No drama. No shade. Just a clear, graceful reset. From that moment, her words sprinted across the internet. People clipped the soundbite and paired it with slow-motion shots from the stadium. Posts quoted her line with winks and nods. Some said it was a simple denial and nothing more. Others insisted that while she said no, there was a glint of openness in the humor. Comment sections split into camps. One group insisted we were inventing romance out of scrolling patterns. Another group whispered that timed likes are never random, not with people this famous, not when the world watches every fingertip press. Fans in every corner added their own spin. Some shrugged it off. He likes a lot of posts, it's part of being active and supportive, why turn it into a conspiracy? Others found the whole thing enchanting. If anything ever happens, they look beautiful together, they'd light up a room. There were those who worried about what relentless speculation does to people, especially right after a breakup, and those who joked that if likes equal love, then half the city is engaged by lunchtime. The chorus of voices made it clear. One small gesture from two major names can echo loudly. Here's the thing about the current climate online: a like isn't just a like anymore. It can be a breadcrumb, a tease, a wink made of pixels. When two people with millions watching interact, it's not a private exchange, it's public theater. That's why Goldberg's repeat presence in Semra's notifications was treated like a message. Not because anyone said it was a message, but because our culture has trained us to believe it could be. When timelines become tabloids, innocuous habits turn into plot points. Still, if anyone knows how to steer through that fog, it's these two. Cemre has lived under the flash of cameras long enough to recognize when to keep it light, and she did exactly that. Goldberg, whether acting from habit or intention, kept his online behavior consistent with the steady digital presence he's maintained for years. Maybe it was encouragement, maybe admiration, maybe simply reflex. The truth is, none of us can know for sure, but that uncertainty is precisely what feeds the fire. The most fascinating part was watching the interpretations twist with every new comment. Some thought Semra's laughter was the final word. Others thought her gentleness left the door ajar, a polite maybe cloaked in a playful no. A few viewers were convinced that if something were there, the two would never announce it through likes and airport quips. Others loved the drama and willed it into being. Imagining chance meetings, whispered conversations, and a months-long slow burn. Then came the speculation about what happens next. Would he keep liking her posts, or pull back now that the noise has grown louder? Would she respond in kind, or let the moment pass? Would we get a joint appearance, professional or otherwise, that fans could parse frame by frame? Some followers crafted elaborate fantasies about seeing them together at an awards show, a friendly dinner, or a charity event where cameras naturally gather. Others pleaded for calm, a bit of peace and privacy in a world that thrives on guesswork. Meanwhile, the memes took over. One popular joke asked if everyone who liked Semra's photo needed to book a venue for their imaginary engagement party. Another teased that a double tap now counts as a grand romantic gesture, second only to red roses and public proposals. There were playful warnings sent Goldberg's way to treat her with care if he ever made a move, and affectionate praise for how well Cemre carried herself under pressure. Humor softened the edges of the debate, but it didn't slow it down. And yet, for all the noise, there was an undercurrent of sincerity. People genuinely adore these two. Whether you think they're perfect together or perfectly separate, the attention has more warmth than heat. It's fueled by affection for Semra's candor and Goldberg's gravity, by the sense that both know how to turn attention into art and still hold something of themselves back from the public's endless appetite. That balance is rare, and it may be why even the rumor felt less like an invasion and more like a communal daydream. Still, we can't ignore the subtext of timing. After a relationship that repeatedly swung between together and apart, and after headlines that seemed to recycle the same arc over and over, the idea of a reset was tantalizing. Was this it? Was scrolling turning into signaling? Was a new connection quietly clicking into place beneath the noise? That's the storyline many wanted, whether out of hope or habit. And Semra's wry response did nothing to erase that possibility, it simply refused to confirm it. If you ask me, that's why her line traveled so fast. It wasn't cruel, it wasn't dismissive. It was a gentle boundary with a spark of wit, a way of saying that the internet doesn't get to write love stories on her behalf. The elegance of that stance resonated. At the same time, it left room for imagination, for people to keep watching, keep wondering, keep making meaning out of the small signs that make fandom feel like detective work. As the day ended, you could feel two truths at once. First, there is no confirmed romance. Cemre said as much, clearly and calmly. Second, mystery is magnetic. Likes, timing, public history, and shared visibility have a way of inviting us to fill in blanks. Maybe that's what the entertainment world has always been, a place where reality and story sit side by side, and where a smile can carry 1,000 interpretations. So where do we land tonight? With an honest answer wrapped in a joke, with a leading man whose notifications became a headline, and with a city that loves its myths as much as its facts. Could Goldberg be interested in Cemre? It's possible. Could it be nothing more than an online pat on the back? Equally possible. What we do know is that Cemre isn't letting speculation steer her life, and that poise is a lesson all by itself. What we also know is that the internet will keep watching, because watching is what it does. Until the next sighting, every like will be overread, every caption will be decoded, and every public step will be weighed against the echo of that one perfect line. Would a like make her someone's girlfriend? Not in her world. Not unless she decides it does. That may be the smartest statement of all, and the reason the moment became bigger than the rumor. It's a reminder that in an age where attention can distort anything, choosing your own narrative is the real power move. Tell me what you think. Was this all smoke and mirrors spun by the speed of social media? Or was the timing too neat to ignore? Are we watching a friendship, a flirtation, or nothing at all? I want to hear your take. Drop your thoughts below, keep it kind, and let the conversation live where it belongs, in the open, with a little humor, and a lot of curiosity. Don't forget to subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars, hit like, and ring the bell so you won't miss the next story as it breaks. I'll be back soon with another spark that the internet made into a bonfire. Until then, keep your eyes on the screen and your hearts where they belong, offline, unless you decide otherwise. See you next time, Secrets Behind the Stars family.